Hi there and welcome to our neighborhood. We're Don and Becky Woskosky, and we live on the Sueur River. We have a story, and that is when we moved out here, we started seeing that there were some issues with our riverbank starting to disappear. And over the course of the years, we've had significant loss here on the river.
In 1970s, this neighborhood was starting to grow out here, and these houses were built. And we had a 100-foot setback from the edge of the riverbank. And right now, behind my deck, I've got about 6 feet. So in that time frame, we have lost a considerable amount of backyard. Since 2010, when the first big event hit, we lost about 30 feet in just a couple of days. So it tells you how fast this river comes up after a major rain event.
Hi, I'm Brooke Hocker, and I work with the Department of Natural Resources, the Division of Ecological and Water Resources, and I work on a 3-person team who studies physical conditions of the rivers and streams throughout the Sueur watershed and throughout southern Minnesota, so we can understand how our rivers are changing and the relationship with flow and with land use. The example that Don and Becky talked about is not just something that we're seeing in certain areas. It's something that's happening throughout the watershed, and we're seeing this channel instability, more erosive channels, less connection to the floodplain, and incision and widening. And so I'm part of this team that's looking at and measuring with our survey gear. We have at least 20 sites in the Sueur where we are surveying the reaches so we can understand how the rivers are changing. And then we also have hydrologists that are looking at how the flow is changing. And we are working with our local partners, both local government units, landowners, state agencies, university partners, so that we can come up with watershed solutions so that we can improve the health of the land and the water. Roughly within the past 60 years, flow in the Sueur River has about doubled. And so with that, we see changes to the form or the shape of the channel. And then with that, we have impacts to water quality, more sediment. It impacts the habitat for the aquatic organisms, and also the infrastructure as this river takes on this new form and changes its pattern. And therefore, we're working with others to try to come up with solutions where we can all store more water on the landscape, with such things like wetland restoration or more perennials, cover crops, floodplain reconnection and restoration in appropriate areas. And this has been a really engaging and interesting, and I think we're moving in the right direction, these conversations we're having, especially with the Sueur River Watershed Network.
We're very concerned not only about the loss of our property, but also we're trying to preserve the neighborhood that we live in. We're concerned about the amount of sediment that's going into the river, how we've seen the river change over the years, from a gentle little river to a roaring, destructive river. And it impacts us, it impacts everyone. Not only in the quality of the water, for drinking, for recreation, for farmers losing their land into the river. We're trying to help to find ways that we can slow down the river, so that it doesn't come so fast after it rains. That's when we're seeing the destruction. We'll see rain, and the next day the river is up overnight.
This is just an example because there's people on the river all the way up and down that have lost land. Farmers have lost production because of the loss of their land, and this is an example of homes that have been directly affected by the loss of Riverbank.
This is our home. This is our life. the river runs through us, and we are so passionate and dedicated to having something done to help not only save our home, other people's homes, but also to save this beautiful river that we all hold so dear.